Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 27 of Civilization 5, the One City Challenge as Venice. Things are going quite well, we've pretty much run out of things we can build. It's an amazing thing having one city where you have so much money in production, you can just build and buy everything you want in a few turns. It's still going to be a little bit difficult in getting spaceship parts because the problem is we can't buy them. I think it's actually Freedom that allows you to buy spaceship parts. There's a level 3 tenant in Freedom that allows you to buy spaceship parts for gold. Really should have gone Freedom, but didn't. I was almost certain that there is a social policy that does allow you to purchase a great engineers. Allows the purchase of great scientists with faith. I was almost sure there was one that let you use engineers or scientists to finish a... Maybe I'm confused by something. You know, that does happen from time to time. Oh, well, I can't remember. Still, I shouldn't think we will have too much of a problem. City-states all doing their thing. Louvre constructed for Samarkand. No world leader chosen. Well, we knew that was going to happen anyway. We get to make a proposal. I think what I'd like to do at this point then... Do we not have a world religion yet? Do I even have my own religion? That was the wrong thing to click on. I wanted this one. We do actually have Voltology. Yeah, why not? Let's try and get a world religion through. Just because it'll annoy everybody else. Pocatello plotting against Japan, no surprise there. Can't steal technology from the Shoshone. Not really bothered. I mean, I'm the tech leader, so it's very unlikely that I'm ever going to be able to steal tech from anybody now anyway. So we'll just go on to the next turn. Obviously, I'm still seeing this because I have a spy in Sparta, so we're actually seeing what's going on here. Looks like the Shoshone are sending their entire navy in. But it is nice to know what is going on in the world. Mongolia are attacking Yerevan. Not sure Yerevan's going to be able to defend itself against that. That's interesting. I know what I could do for Yerevan, although Yerevan aren't doing such a bad job. Let's wait for all the city-states to do all their things. And I'm a Moroccan great merchant, or Mongolian great merchant, just, you know, casually sailing the seas. Well, that's my peace treaty with India expired. Nuclear submarines, of which I have many. What level are you? Level 3. Level 4. Level 3. I tell you what, let's take one of these missile cruisers because we can build those quite easily. Who was it that was getting picked on? Was it Yerevan? Where is Yerevan? Yerevan. Give a gift. Gift a unit. Have a missile cruiser. I was going to consider giving them a nuclear sub, but I think my nuclear subs have got some upgrades. So I'll just go ahead and I'll purchase myself another missile cruiser. Because they didn't have any upgrades apart from these ones that I get free from the buildings that I have. So let's go on to the next turn. 11 turns away from advanced ballistics. Alexander has completed the Manhattan Project. It's fairly standard. The AIs always tend to build the Manhattan Project. It doesn't necessarily mean to say that they will use nukes. They may start building nukes if they have access to uranium. But very rarely will they actually use a nuclear weapon unless one is used on them first. Yerevan is still going to have to protect itself for a little while longer because it does take, I think it's 3 turns for the gifted unit to arrive. Looks like they're doing a good enough job anyway. Is he attacking Brussels as well? Am I going to have to gift a unit to Brussels? Just to stop him from doing that. Well, we certainly can. Brussels, where are you? Brussels, give a gift. Gift a unit. Here, have a missile cruiser. That'll severely bump up your tech level. And then with the massive amounts of money that I have, I'm going to purchase another one. Because why not? Give that the naval targeting upgrades. So yeah, I mean, I completed the Manhattan project quite some time ago, so the AI is definitely quite behind on the tech. This is one reason why I didn't know whether or not I should go to war with the Shoshone, just because at this point in the game, it's literally just clicking next turn until something ends. You know, just until a certain event happens, or a certain building is complete, or a certain tech is researched and stuff like that. If you've been watching the Civilization Beyond Earth video well, series that I've been doing on the channel, I'm playing as, well, I can't even remember who it's, the African Union, whatever they're called, and going for either the Contact victory or the Harmony Affinity victory. But I've been playing another game off camera just to try and learn the game. And I actually went for the Supremacy victory, the Emancipation victory. And in order to get that victory, you have to go through all these different sciences. And then you have to build a wonder, which is the Emancipation Gate. And that took me like 30 turns to build. And then once you've built the Emancipation Gate, you actually have to send units through it up to a combined total combat value of 1,000 combat strength, and you can only send through 1 unit every turn. So I literally had to sit for like 20 turns just feeding 1 unit through at a time, and that became very, very boring because I didn't have anything other to do except hit next turn, send a unit through, hit next turn, send a unit through. So that's definitely something that does need to be addressed, and hopefully will be. Okay, do we go to Japan or do we go to India? I might as well stick with Japan, I think. Of course, we've got that missile cruiser now. Hopefully 1 missile cruiser will be enough for these city-states to defend themselves, along with, obviously, the bombardment they have from the cities. I could always buy a couple of submarines just specifically to send them out to city-states, but the problem is now, because they take 3 turns to get there, there wouldn't be all that much use. They're going to get the missile cruisers very soon anyway. Not the best use of an anti-air gun, I'll be honest. Although Brussels does look like it's getting quite a lot to deal with. Ah, my missile cruisers arrived in Yerevan. Very, very annoying of Genghis to be doing this. He knows these city-states are mine. So much so, in fact, which of these one was a level 3 one? That's a level 3 one. Brussels. Give a gift. Oh, can't gift a unit. Oh, it's because they've already got one in transit. Well, if that's the case, then I'll purchase a... purchase a nuclear submarine just for them. Give it Wolfpack 2, because Wolfpack OP. Cargo ship, of course. Where were you going previously? Let's carry on with that then. Yep, another cargo ship. Where were you going? Yeah, 1 gold less, but we're putting some religious pressure out there. That's fine. Next turn. Wonder if we'll actually get influential with anybody before the end of the game. Be quite interesting if we did. I'm not going to hold out for a culture victory, as much as it'd be awesome to actually get a culture victory. And we are playing on standard pace, so it's only a 500 turn game. Has that missile cruiser arrived yet? Doesn't look like it has, but on the next turn they should have it. That will certainly turn the tide. And Pocatello's still the leader. See, they actually have... was that a Mongolian submarine? They can actually see it now because missile cruisers can see submarines. The only things that can see submarines are other submarines, missile cruisers and destroyers. So the fact that they now have a missile cruiser means that they can spot submarines. You can also spot a submarine if you're on the adjacent tile. And you can also spot a submarine if it's just fired, because obviously it has to come to the surface to fire. But most of the time you can't see them unless you've actually got one of those 2 special units. We have a great writer. Is it worth getting a great work, or just do I get an instant 2,000 culture, which will let me have another social policy? Like I said, I don't think we're going for tourism victory. So let's pop that. Gives us just enough to get another tenant. Ah, yes, this is the one that I wanted. May finish spaceship parts with great engineers. A great engineer and a great scientist appear outside of the capital. That is what I was going for. So, great engineer is going to sleep. We're going to keep him. Scientist, we are going to pop straight the way. We've got satellites queued up afterwards. That's fine. So, let's discover technology. 1 turn away from advanced ballistics now. Cargo ship to Sigtuna. On to the next turn. Another unit needs orders. That's you. Now I know why I built you, because I wanted to gift you to Brussels. Can I do that yet as my other thing arrived? Give a gift. Gift a unit. Have a nuclear sub. On to the next turn. So on the next turn I'll be able to start work on the SS booster. I need 3 of those. It's going to be slightly delayed, of course, because I am actually still building the Pentagon, and I would kind of like to finish that first. I'm also not going to use the great engineer to rush the construction of the boosters, because the boosters are some of the sort of cheapest, easiest things to build. But they will still take a while. We'll have to have a look and see how long it's going to take us to get an engineer as well, another engineer. Yeah, Brussels have the missile cruiser now, so that's certainly going to help them out a bit. Obviously that was Mongolia's turn. When the city-states get their turn shortly, he'll be able to bombard not only with the city, but also with the missile cruiser as well. I think that was the city itself. And there goes the shots from the missile cruiser. Did an awful lot of damage to their battleship there. All good stuff. So at least the city-states are helping to thin out Genghis's army and his navy. And he's 3rd on the scoreboard at the moment. Is that it? Literally next turn I have absolutely nothing whatsoever to do. Great engineer. When do I get the next one? Not too far away, actually. Fair few turns away, but there's definitely one coming in. So, let's go on to the next turn then. Didn't really need the Pentagon, but say it will be nice to get. Is it worth building the Hubble Space Telescope? Because I would get 2 free scientists. I guess it would, because I get plus 25% production when building spaceship parts. And it's almost worth using the Great Engineer to rush the Hubble Space Telescope, to be honest. Because then that will... the problem is, if I use the Great Engineer to rush the spaceship parts, I've only got 1 Great Engineer, which is only going to be 1 part. Whereas if I use the Great Engineer to quickly rush the Hubble Space Telescope, that's plus 25% production to every spaceship part that I need to build, and there's 6 of them. So I think that technically works out slightly better. I don't have to worry about anybody beating me to the Hubble Space Telescope, but for every turn of production I take to build the Hubble Telescope is a turn that delays me in building one of the other spaceship parts. Well, it certainly worked out for the best giving those missile cruisers out. And the nuclear sub should arrive there on the next turn. Penicillin stolen. I bet we don't know who by. No, we don't. Again, nothing I can do. Next turn. Just got to wait for these wonders to finish. But because we only have a single city, and therefore we can only build 1 spaceship part at a time, we need as much bonus production to build in those spaceship parts as we can get. Nope. That's the missile cruiser I kindly donated. Please stop firing at it. I'm actually amazed they didn't sink that battleship there. Still, the city-states should be able to look after themselves at the moment. One thing I do want to check over in Venice, actually. Are there any buildings we can purchase that will improve... No, there aren't. I was just wondering if... Oh, nuclear plant. Oh, we don't have any uranium. Because that would give us extra production. You know what we can do, though? Is we only need it... we only need the uranium just to build the building. If we lose the uranium afterwards, it doesn't matter. Needs 1 uranium. So if we go to Sweden... and trade. Do you have uranium? Yes. I would like 1 uranium. What do you want for it? 1 gold per turn for 30 turns? Thank you very much. Is there anybody else that we are friendly with? Still friendly with Genghis? Do we have a declaration of friendship with you? Discuss. Yep, declaration of friendship. Trade. Research agreement. Obviously he wants extra stuff because I am ahead of him, or difference in eras, different in tech. Fine, I'll give you the open borders. Doesn't really make a lot of difference at this point in the game. So that's another research agreement done. And after all that, I still forgot to actually build the plant, which was very derpy. But I'll go and do that in a second. As soon as this turn ends. Shoshone have denounced Sweden. Like I'm sure the Swedish care. A mobile Sam unable to take down a biplane. Really? And now it's stuck in the stupid animation combat glitch, which admittedly isn't as bad as some of the ones that I've seen in Beyond Earth. Yeah, sure. Not that I need the money, but why not? India's turn. City-state's turn. How are they doing with their little wars? Are they still going on? And back to us. Okay, so. Got units that need orders. We're going to go in. We are going to purchase the nuclear plant. We don't have any land trade routes. We don't need the happiness. But you know what? Just because we can get them. Because we can get all the zoos and the stadium and all the other stuff. I don't actually need any of this stuff. But if you can have it, you might as well. 80 positive happiness. I suppose that'll mean we will get golden ages a little bit more quickly. Unit needs orders. Cargo ship. So you can go back to Stockholm. Another unit needs orders. Another cargo ship. You can... Where are you going? You can just go to Turkey. It doesn't really matter. I got 20k gold. And on to the next term. So at the end of this term, we will actually finish work on the Pentagon. That means we can then start work on our first rocket booster. Go away, Greece. Nobody cares, Alexander. Just leave it be. One turn until the next World Congress vote as well. We might be able to sneak in our religion. What was the other thing that they were trying to ban? Luxury spices. Prefer it if that didn't happen, but do you know what? Even if they ban it, it isn't going to make that much difference. Yes, I do have spices, and what am I going to lose? 4 happiness. Whoop-de-woo. And maybe a little bit of a money out of one trade deal. I mean, I have 3 spices, but it isn't going to make that much difference at all. You ban away, Alexander. I really do not care. I could try and repeal it if I wasn't bothered about the religion. There's the Pentagon done. So, we could build the Circus Maximus for one extra culture. Probably isn't really worth it. So, let's go and start on SS Booster. 9 turns for the SS Booster. We'll put all of our delegates into that. And we'll do one more turn, I guess, just to see what happens when it goes through. Alexander has completed the Apollo program, so still massively behind because we're already working on our first spaceship part. We have a spaceship factory. Soon as that SS booster's completed, we will queue up the Hubble Space Telescope and use our great engineer to rush it as much as we can. Sweden just completed the Manhattan project. Not a lot going on in the world now, just quite slow turns because there's a lot of unit movement, a lot of processing going on. I'm assuming that the world religion will pass. I don't think anyone can outvote it. Yeah, it does pass. So does the ban of spices. We're now down to 74 happiness, but I really don't care. We can get that repealed later on anyway. So if we actually have a look at influence for culture now, oddly enough, we're actually dropping with some civilizations. Penalty for differing ideologies, because I don't have open borders. If I got open borders with all these civilizations, may possibly have a chance, but don't really need it. Shared religion, we don't have. So yeah, I'm not really sort of focused towards getting a cultural victory. We certainly could do it if we tried, but that was never the plan from the beginning. So we'll just resolve this one last turn. Just allow things to progress on a little bit before we end the video. What have we been purchasing here? Great scientists. How much are engineers? It's the same price for an engineer as it is for a scientist. So let's actually queue up engineers, because the engineers are going to be more useful than the scientists from now on. Even though we do still have a couple of technologies that we need to research to get all of the spaceship parts unlocked, we're actually going... It's the production side of things that's going to be holding us back. So there's no point getting all of the spaceship parts unlocked if we can't actually build them, because we've got a bit of a backlog on the older parts. So we'll do it that way. So let us go ahead and I take it these are all just trade routes that have expired. Yep, you can go to Tangiers. With just one single trade route. So that is pretty much all I can do on this turn, and therefore the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5 One City Challenge, and I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.